Welcome to Sydney, with new experiences around every corner, destinations and events. Let us guide you through this surprising city. You'll discover wonderful places to visit in Sydney, from sun-kissed beaches to fascinating heritage and amazing attractions. The city fans out from beautiful Sydney Harbour to Bondi Beach in the east, Palm Beach in the north, fun adventures in the west, and Australia's oldest national park in the south. One of the most multicultural cities in the world, Sydney celebrates its cultural diversity and heritage and passion for arts and sports. Begin your discovery in the cultural heart, Sydney City, where you'll find the iconic Sydney Opera House near Circular Quays trains, ferries, and buses. Welcome to the exciting world of 1,000 Vlogs. Public transport is available to many of Sydney's top tourist attractions. Hop on a ferry at Circular Quay for Taronga Zoo and Manly in Sydney's north, Watson's Bay in Sydney's east, and UNESCO World Heritage Australian convict sites at both Cockatoo Island and Parramatta in Sydney's west. Let us explore the beauty of Hyde Park, the amazing Archibald fountain, and then go to nearby St. Mary Cathedral to pray thanks for this life-wonderful experience. Welcome to Hyde Park in Sydney, Australia. Hyde Park is Australia's oldest park, divided by Park Street. The southern section of Hyde Park contains the Anzac Memorial Building and Visitor Centre, the Pool of Reflection, and numerous monuments and statues. The northern section features the iconic Archibald Fountain and various themed gardens, including Sandringham and Nagoya Gardens, replete with public artworks, monuments, and water features. The park contains around 580 mature exotic and native trees, including the historic Central Avenue of Hills figs, which line the central pedestrian avenue running from Macquarie Street to the Anzac Memorial. Kindly subscribe for more exciting vlogs. The park plays host to a number of cultural events throughout the year, including the Sydney Festival, Australia Day, Anzac Day, and the Food and Wine Fair. The park is a popular attraction. Workers and tourists who congregate throughout the year to enjoy the varied sights and sounds of this green iconic and central public space. Hyde Park, Sydney, is an urban park of 16 points to hectare 40 acre, located in the central business district of Sydney, Australia. It is the oldest public parkland in Australia. Hyde Park is on the eastern fringe of the Sydney city centre and is approximately rectangular in shape, being squared at the southern end and rounded at the northern end. It is bordered on the west by Elizabeth Street, on the east by College Street, on the north by St. James Road and Prince Albert Road, and on the south by Liverpool Street. The park was designed by Norman Weeks, Sir John Sulman, Alfred Hook, W.G. Layton, and I. Burzins, and was built from 1810 to 1927. Historically, it has also been known as Sydney Common, Government Domain, the Common, the Exercising Ground, Cricket Ground, and Racecourse. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below, saying I subscribe, and we will try our best to reply to you. Hyde Park is owned by the City of Sydney and the Land and Property Management Authority, an agency of the Government of New South Wales. It was added to the New South Wales State Heritage Register on the 13th of December 2011. It is the southernmost of a chain of parkland that extends north to the shore of Sydney Harbour via the Domain and Royal Botanic Garden. Around the park's boundaries lie various buildings housing the Supreme Court of New South Wales, St. James Church, Hyde Park Barracks, and Sydney Hospital to the north, St. Mary's Cathedral. The Australian Museum and Sydney Grammar School to the east, the Downing Centre to the south, the David Jones flagship store, and the CBD to the west. It is divided into by the east-west running Park Street. Hyde Park contains well-kept gardens and approximately 580 trees, a mixture of figs, conifers, palms, and other varieties. It is famed for its magnificent fig tree-lined avenues. Sandringham Gardens sit on the eastern side of the park, close to the intersection of Park Street and College Street. Now we are in St. Mary's Cathedral. St. Mary's Cathedral is our cathedral, the spiritual home of Sydney's Catholic community. Our constant care is to preserve this heritage. Conservation work began in 1995, and this huge task of conserving St. Mary's will continue well into the future. The cathedral is dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary under the title of Immaculate Mother of God, Help of Christians. Architect William Wilkinson Wardell was commissioned by Archbishop Polding to design a new St. Mary's following the fire of 1865, which ruined the original cathedral. Polding was not to be disappointed by Wardell, for the building that he designed is indeed beautiful and grand. Constructed of dressed Sydney sandstone, St. Mary's is 107 meters long. The width of the nave is 24.3 meters. Ceiling height is 22.5 meters. The height of the central tower is 46.3 meters, and the height of the front towers and spires soar over 74 meters. St. Mary's is designed principally in the geometric decorated style of Gothic, which first evolved around the 13th century. It is not a copy of a particular medieval cathedral, but is a unique design, drawing on certain elements of its medieval forebears. Please do watch our other Sydney, Australia playlist. The customary east-west orientation of cathedrals was abandoned by Wardell, probably because the fall of the land together with the great length of the building, which would have made such an orientation impractical. The site necessitated the addition of a flight of more than 30 steps to the front of the building by the architects Hennessy and Hennessy. A visitor to St. Mary's will see many features on the outside of the building: the flying buttresses of the chancel and nave, the canopies and statues in the northern gable, the text of the Ave Maria and other invocations carved high up on the walls, the many carved saintly heads which gaze benignly down, and, way up on the towers and turrets, the more menacing figures of the gargoyles. Moving Coming inside the church through the main doors, the eye is drawn forward along the length of the nave toward the white pinnacles of the high altar screen and the rich colors of the great north window beyond. The columns of the main arcade are of the same warm sandstone as the exterior and interior walls, which have also been used in the vaulted ceilings of the side aisles and chapels. The sanctuary contains the original high altar, the newer timber main altar, the archbishop's throne or cathedra, the lectern for the proclamation of the Word of God. Surrounding the sanctuary are the chapels, which are dedicated to the Sacred Heart, Saint Joseph, the Blessed Virgin Mary. The Blessed Sacrament is reserved in this chapel. St. Peter, the Irish saints, the sanctuary, chapels, and the aisles that join them together form the chancel. The original high altar and screen, and the altars in the chapels of the Sacred Heart, St. Joseph, Our Lady, and St. Peter were designed by Wardell and constructed of New Zealand Oamaru stone. The altar in the Chapel of the Irish Saints is a later addition designed and executed in Italy of marble. The high altar also has marble columns with carved alabaster capitals. Located in a special chapel called the Baptistry, the baptismal font is made of Royal Sienna marble carved in Sydney. Mosaic floors are a feature of the main sanctuary, the chapels, baptistry, and the cathedral crypt. The brightly colored floor of the crypt is an outstanding example of terrazzo mosaic. The 14 large oil paintings of the Stations of the Cross were acquired by Cardinal Moran in 1885 during a visit to Europe and hung in the aisles near the sanctuary prior to the extension of the cathedral. In the area of the sanctuary and transepts, the windows mostly depict the 15 mysteries of the Rosary, climaxing in the Great North Window with the coronation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The windows in the nave mostly show scenes from the New Testament, and the first four on each side also show notable moments in the history of the church in Sydney prior to completion of the cathedral. St. Mary's is a building which has a song to sing and a story to tell, and the song of the cathedral is the sound of its bells. The cathedral's central edifice, known as the Cardinal's Tower, which was named for Cardinal Moran, who completed it, houses the bells. These were first rung in the new tower on November 6, 1900. In 1997, the Canadian organ builders, Orgues Letourneau, were commissioned to build a large new organ to be located in the west transept. This splendid 46-stop instrument was installed and blessed just prior to Christmas 1999. located beneath the nave. The crypt, last resting place of the deceased archbishops of Sydney, is notable for the beautiful terrazzo mosaic floor, depicting the story of the creation and symbolic titles of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more exciting vlogs.